Want to understand someone's true character? Carl Jung, one of the most influential figures in psychology, believed you could uncover a person's core nature by focusing on just two things. These two hidden elements, often overlooked, can reveal more than years of superficial interactions ever could. But here's the catch. They're not what you'd expect. So what are they? And how do they work? Jung believed that the real key to understanding someone goes beyond what's visible on the surface. It's about what's hidden beneath, parts of us we don't even recognize in ourselves. But could this be the secret to unlocking the essence of who we truly are? Let's dive into the mind of one of the greatest psychologists to ever live and discover the two things that could change how you see yourself and everyone around you. Section 1. Who was Carl Jung? Before we dive into those two keys, let's take a step back and understand who Carl Jung really was. Born in Switzerland in 1875, Jung didn't just invent theories, he revolutionized how we see the human mind. As a former student of Freud, he expanded on Freud's work, but also broke away to form his own groundbreaking ideas. Jung is most famous for introducing concepts like the collective unconscious, the persona, and the shadow. He explored how our unconscious minds shape our personalities, our behavior, and ultimately, our character. But it wasn't just theory for Jung. He believed that the key to self-discovery lies in understanding these deep psychological forces and what they reveal about us. Jung's idea wasn't that our minds were like machines to be fixed. No, he thought our minds were far more complex. They were realms to explore, realms where understanding the hidden parts of ourselves could lead to profound personal growth. Section 2. The power of the unconscious mind. Let's take a closer look at one of Jung's core beliefs, the power of the unconscious mind. Jung believed that our actions, our thoughts, and our true desires are often driven by forces we don't even consciously understand. This isn't just about forgotten memories. It's about deep, buried feelings, instincts, and impulses that we can't directly access. One of the key elements in this unconscious world is the persona. This is the mask we wear for the world, the image we present to others based on social expectations and our desire to be accepted. But it's not all that simple. Underneath that mask, Jung believed, lies something much darker, the shadow. The shadow, according to Jung, is that hidden part of us that holds the qualities we don't want to acknowledge. The ones we repress because they don't fit with the image we want to project to the world. The things we try to forget about ourselves. But here's the twist. Jung argued that the shadow doesn't stay buried forever. And when it rises to the surface, especially under stress, it can reveal things about a person's character that the persona would never allow to be seen. The first key to revealing true character, the shadow. So what exactly is the shadow? Jung believed that the shadow is a mirror of everything we suppress or deny about ourselves, our darker impulses, unresolved trauma, and hidden fears. But here's the kicker. While we might think of these traits as negative, they actually carry valuable insights into our true character. Think about it. How someone reacts under pressure can tell you a lot. For example, when a seemingly calm person snaps or loses control, it's often their shadow coming to light. That's the side of them they've kept buried, but when triggered, it forces its way into the open. It might be anger, jealousy, or even insecurity, traits that the individual would normally never show. This isn't just theory. In the real world, we've all seen it. The person who seems perfect on the outside, but when faced with stress or conflict, suddenly shows a side we never expected. What you see then is often a glimpse of their shadow, the parts of themselves they didn't want you to see. Section 4, the second key, the persona. Now let's talk about the second key to understanding someone's character, the persona. The persona is the outward identity that people project to the world. It's the public mask that hides the complexities of their true selves. But here's where it gets interesting. The persona is often a reaction to the world around them, not necessarily a true representation of who they are. For example, you might know someone who's always cheerful and social, but deep down, they're lonely or insecure. They wear this happy face to fit in, to avoid judgment, or to protect themselves from being vulnerable. The persona is shaped by external pressures, society, family, friends, and sometimes it becomes so deeply ingrained that even the person wearing it forgets who they really are. What's critical here is that while the persona can help someone navigate social interactions, it can also distort the truth. It hides the complexity of who they really are and may even create a conflict with their shadow. This duality, where the public mask and the hidden shadow collide, forms a person's true character. And sometimes the most authentic people are the ones who drop their personas and allow their shadow to reveal itself. Section 5. How the two keys interact to form true character. So, what happens when we put these two parts together, the shadow and the persona? Jung believed that true character isn't revealed in the parts of us that we consciously choose to show, but in how these two elements interact. Think about it. Your persona may keep you looking composed on the outside, but your shadow reveals the raw, unfiltered truths of who you are. These two forces shape how we behave, how we relate to others, and how we see ourselves. Jung believed that true self-awareness comes when we acknowledge both the persona and the shadow, when we're willing to confront the dark side of ourselves while also understanding the public image we present. In real life, we see this interplay in relationships, career paths, and even personal growth. For example, someone might appear confident at work but have deep insecurities that only surface in private moments. Or someone's outward charm could mask a shadow of anger or envy. Recognizing these dynamics helps us understand not just who someone is, but why they act the way they do. Section 6. The dark side of repressing the shadow. But what happens when we try to suppress or ignore our shadow? Jung believed that repressing the shadow leads to internal conflict, feelings of emptiness, anxiety, and even self-sabotage. The more we deny this part of ourselves, the stronger and more disruptive it can become. Take the case of someone who, for years, represses feelings of anger or frustration. Eventually, those emotions bubble up in unhealthy ways, outbursts, passive-aggressive behavior, or even depression. That's the shadow at work, pushing its way into the light because it's been denied for so long. Jung's solution? Individuation. The process of integrating both the persona and the shadow. By acknowledging our darker traits and accepting them as part of ourselves, we free ourselves from the cycle of repression and begin to live more authentically. And when we do, we stop hiding from who we truly are. Section 7. Applying Jung's theory in modern life. Now that you understand the two keys to unlocking someone's true character, let's see how this knowledge can be applied in real life. Understanding the persona and shadow isn't just for psychology students. It's something you can use every day. In relationships, whether personal or professional, understanding the dynamics between these two forces can help you navigate conflicts and deepen connections. If you understand that someone's brash attitude might be masking deep insecurities, their shadow, you can approach them with more empathy and insight. In the age of social media, personas are more prevalent than ever. People curate their online identities to fit a certain image or ideal. But if you learn to look beyond the posts and captions, you can often sense the shadow lurking behind the facade. So the next time you interact with someone, take a moment to observe both their persona and their shadow. You might be surprised by the depth you uncover. Conclusion. Jung's theory teaches us that to truly know someone's character, we must look beyond the surface and acknowledge both the mask they wear and the hidden parts they try to keep buried. By understanding the persona and the shadow, we get a clearer, more authentic picture of who they really are. But perhaps the most important lesson here is for you. What parts of yourself have you been hiding? And what truths are waiting to be uncovered? Take a moment to reflect. When you embrace both your shadow and your persona, you unlock the potential to live a more authentic, free life. And when you start seeing others this way, you'll never look at them the same again. Let me know if you need any adjustments.